Hi, lovely Cancer, Cancer rising, Cancer sun, Cancer moon. This is your 2022 June forecast, astrology forecast. This is Cosmic Insight Astrology, and I am your co-pilot, Christina. Okay, let's start. So I'm going to, and actually I already shared over here the chart with you with the Cancer rising. To explain and show, how the planetary aspects going to actually work out. And let's start with June 3rd, when Mercury going to station direct, and Mercury going to station direct in Taurus, 26 degrees. You see? Here is Mercury, 26 degrees, Taurus stationary direct in your 11th house. 11th house is your friends. That is money from your career. That is your social circle, your tribe. So let's see what's going on here with Mercury going direct. Something what was stuck. So for example, communication with friends, you could get actually declined from some kind of social circle, some kind of tribe. When it's gonna go direct, they might going to reach out and they might going to say, you know what, actually we're going to take your application and actually you can join that tribe, that group. If you're going to fill the application out, we're going to let you in. So Mercury has different aspects over here. If you see the line, that is a sextile, that is a positive aspect in astrology. And Mercury is actually sextiling Neptune. Neptune is a higher octave of love, higher octave of Venus, and it is your 9th house. It is in its own sign, so it loves to be here, right? In Pisces. 9th house is publishing, traveling, long distance travel, older siblings. So it could be like, you know what, I'm going to start to communicate with my older sibling, or I'm gonna visit my older sibling who lives far away, for example, and the communication going to be, or I just going to start to call again and just start to talk again with my friends or siblings. Or actually, 9th house is also higher education, and it could be something like Mercury going direct, like I'm going to be on stage somehow, I'm going to be out in public somehow. And Neptune is art, and Mercury also is a written art if it's trining with Neptune. So it could be like I will be published, and anything what is written, or I just going to actually start, because 9th house is media as well. I talk show, a podcast. That is time for you to start a podcast, for example, and it will be a supportive energy. All right, and Mercury also going to do a square with Saturn, and Saturn on June 4th gonna go and station retrograde. Saturn usually is going retrograde 5 months every single year. So, it's not that kind of significant change in our life, but anyway, we still mention it. It's going to happen in your 8th house. 8th house is your financial institution, banks, loans, tax. So, for example, someone can come back and say, you have to return the tax return because, we found some mistakes over here for you. Cancers, or it could be Saturn is an older male figure. It could be someone who is like an authority figure for you, someone who maybe even a mentor figure or father figure. Going retrograde over there in your 8th house and squaring with Mercury, it could be a bad news coming back to you. So, for example, maybe there was a news like, all right, and Saturn is completion, it's temporary, it's permanent situation, it's old permanent situation. So it could be like, okay, so perhaps before somebody in my family or somebody who is a friend, because Mercury is in the 11th house friendship zone, but was sick. But then I thought they are healed or in remission or some kind of situation. But when Saturn gonna go retrograde in the 8th house, it could be like, you know what, that kind of situation came back and I'm gonna hear about that again. So it could be an unpleasant, challenging news coming into your way, or it could be an unpleasant, challenging news about somebody's passing. It could be also an unpleasant news, for example, about some kind of loans, because Mercury also representing selling, and it causes loans, and that kind of square, it's like delays the loan somehow, delays your selling because if you don't get the loan, or it's harder to get the loan right now. Okay, so then we're going to move forward, and we're gonna go up actually till June 10th, when Mercury going to trine to Pluto. So here, that is the aspect here. You see, Mercury on June 10th going to trine to Pluto in your 7th house. 7th house is your business partnership, one-on-one relationship, significant others, domestic partner, and marriage, right? And Pluto over there is already creating that transformation for a long time. Pluto is there since 2008. So, and it's gonna be there. Actually move forward 2023 to Aquarius, and then it's gonna retrograde a little bit back and move forward. So your relationship, your business partnership, quite frankly, went through major transformation. But right now, Mercury going to trine with it. You know, Pluto is death, sex, tax, rules the 8th house, the taboos. And perhaps you're going to start to talk about taboos with your partner, but you never talked about it. No, because of Pluto is a really sexual planet over here. Maybe you never said and told her or him, how would you like to be loved? And right now it is time, and it's coming easily for you and smoothly, and you will be capable to talk about those taboos. All right, and then June 11th, we're going to have an aspect here. You see Uranus in 11th house. Venus is going to go on it and conjunct and dance together with Uranus in heaven. You know, Uranus is unconventional, it's rebellion, and Venus is love. In 11th house, you might go into unexpectedly fall in love with a friend. Or, you know, like a friend is coming from a friendship through a friend. So a lover is coming through a friend, for example, and could introduce you guys. And it could be actually a friend says, you know what, my husband or my wife has this friend, and I'm gonna introduce you guys on a digital device. Uranus is a digital device, and you can meet up, whatever, but I'm just gonna make the introduction for you guys. And then it's a love, it could experience, but you know, it could also be like that kind of experience with Uranus, like an unexpected love is coming into your life, you know, that going to take you away and, you know, like sweep you from your legs and sweep you away. So it could be a really, really beautiful, almost like crazy kind of love. Uranus could be quite crazy. And, you know, it could be younger, it could be unconventional, it could be like very unique, like not your type at all. So, for example, you always hit with glasses and guys with belly, and there you go, there is this kind of scientist guy, or, you know, whatever, and Uranus is an engineer or whatever, and I thought he's so boring, and one day to another I just fell in love with him. So that kind of situation could appear. All right, so let's go to June 14. June 14, it's going to, we're gonna have a Sagittarius full moon. So very Sagittarius for you. Sagittarius rules your 6th house, right? The full moon, and then the moon and the sun is opposing to each other. And it's gonna happen at 25 degrees in 23 degrees, 25 minutes in Sagittarius. All right. So it's the 3rd decan, and it's a Leonian decan. So it is going to influence by Leo as well. So very heartfelt and really want to be center of attention and recognition. And So what can I say about this? In 606 house is your daily routine. And you know, full moon is always a completion. It is like an ending. It is like finishing something, some task, and getting rid of something, or you know, like detoxificating something. So 6th house is your health, your daily routine, your service for others as well. So you know, it could be like, I felt all the time like I'm serving others and I have enough right now and I don't want to. And I'm going to finish some kind of relationships because of I don't want to serve those people anymore. I just don't want to. And it could be also like a daily routine going to change. Like I kept doing something, but somehow it sabotaged my time. And right now I have to get rid of that kind of behavior and that kind of regime, because 6th house ruled by ruled by Virgo, and it's really dogmatic and regime. So actually it holds me back, because every single day I woke up and I wasted my time for something. And right now it's done. I don't want to do that anymore. And you know, 6th house is getting rid of something in health. So maybe some kind of health issue going to get healed. You will be healed, and some kind of health problem going to go away with this full moon for you. Okay, it could be also a job, like or a colleague, or an employee. So you fire an employee, or a colleague is leaving the job, or actually you going to leave the job because you don't want to work there anymore. It's came to an end. And the 12th house going to shine the sun in your 12th house, and 12th house is your subconscious. And you know what? Right now it's showing you need to not heal your body, but your mental health is very important over here. So take care of your mental health. Take care of your addictions. It's shining lights. The sun is shining lights on the 12th house by the moon, the emotion in your 6th. So it is getting rid of situation, getting rid of like kind of diets, you know, like eliminating diet. It could be elimination with dietary issues as well, this full moon for you guys, for you cancers. But the 12th house is all right, emotional blockages, like let's shine light. Let's talk about that, because it was secret. I didn't want to recognize. I denied I have emotional issues. But right now I have to confront it. So that could come with it. All right. And then June 16th, it's going to be Sun in Gemini. Is it 16th already? Yes, Sun in Gemini still. Going to square with Neptune in Pisces. So June 16th, Sun in Gemini, gonna be 24 degrees, going to square with Neptune in Pisces. And Neptune gonna go to retrograde on the 28th, station retrograde. And it's going to be in retrograde for 5 months in your 9th house. So some kind of art project could come back when Neptune is in retrograde, or start to work again on something that you started long time before. Or, you know, like you wanted to go abroad and learn maybe some art abroad. So go to friends and start painting over there. And that situation could come back to you. And then, you know, Gemini in 12th house and 9th house, the Sun and Neptune square, it could represent some kind of fogginess. Like, for example, brain fog. And you know why? Because you are in a news phase. Neptune is a news phase. And you cannot really think of anything else but the subject of art. Or you are in a brain fog, maybe because of 9th house is some kind of spiritual manifestation, and Neptune is drugs. So maybe I started to do microdosing mushroom or doing ayahuasca on a retreat, and because of that, I'm not in a good state because I overdone it, or or you know, like I became foggy. I became like maybe even hallucinating. It could represent that for you, Cancer. So careful, very careful with those kind of situations, because you could be very, very sensitive right now in this month. So if you're using anything, especially if it's new, be careful with that, please. All right, what else going to happen? My dears, okay, so let's see. On the 19th, Venus going to sextile with Neptune. Venus is higher octave, Venus is love, Neptune is higher octave of love. So that is your 11th house and 9th house. And, you know, like it could be like friends. It is like very loving relationship with a friend, and Venus gonna move over here, right? Here is Venus gonna move here to sextile with this Neptune. And it could be like, you know what, a friend gonna say, let's travel together, and you're gonna have amazing time together. Okay, and then June 20th, then Mercury going to sextile Jupiter. That is like you have a verbal diarrhea. It is like you will have to talk about what is that? Mercury. Well, Mercury already gonna be in Gemini, because Mercury going to move to Gemini on the 12th, 13th, gonna ingress Gemini. So that's why it's going to sextile with Jupiter, early degree Jupiter in 10th house and 12th house. So what can be that? So 12th house is anything with hospitalization, vacation. 10th house is, okay, so let's face it, maybe you have to talk to an authority figure to let you go to a vacation, for example, and it's gonna be supportive. So that's when you're going to ask your boss, your CEO or whatever to go for a vacation, maybe. Or it could be like Jupiter and Mercury. So Mercury is healing words. It is like giving words. Jupiter is expanding that. It could be like, and 10th house is authority figure. Jupiter is blessing. 12th house could be, if you are in prison and watching that in prison, it could be like a jail or prison sentence will be dismissed. Or you have to go to, yes, it could be that. Or it could be like 12th house, you're going to get the paper from a hospital and they let you out. You were in hospitalized for a long time maybe, and they let you out. You just get the written words, okay, you can go. The release paper you can get from the hospital. Okay, let's move forward. 21st. 21st is the summer equinox, and it's going to be Cancer ingressing, Sun ingress Cancer, moving to Cancer. So it's very good for you, right? Because of that's your sun or rising sun or moon sign. So you will feel like magnified, happy birthday to you. It is like every attention on me. I will be celebrated and I want to be celebrated. And you know, the sun eventually on the 28th, a week later, going to square with Jupiter in Aries. But then before it doesn't make a square, but when it's going to square 1st house and 10th house, it could be some kind of conflict with your career. So it is like you might be a CEO or in a higher position, or they want to actually give you a promotion, but that's your birthday and you want to travel and you wanted to travel, right? And it is going to be some kind of conflict. Okay, I just went for traveling before, and you know, they right now they don't want to give me that promotion because I just left before the promotion or whatever. Or it could, yeah, just some kind of difficulties and challenge with the authority figure at your job, at your work, at your in your career could represent that. And on June 27th, actually, we have Mars and Saturn retrograde sextiling. So Mars and Saturn retrograde going to sextile. So Mars going to come up all the way up here at 25 degrees, 24, 25 degrees to make that sextile with Saturn retrograde. 8th house and 10th house. So, you know, that is getting alone to start my career. It could mean that for you, Cancers. Or it is like they are pushing me into a job which is like probably at banks or mortgage related, banks related, funeral home related, surgery related. So I can get a kind of job, a career with that related topics, actually, what I was mentioning before. Okay, what else can it be? Then 28 also Mercury going to Venus going to sextile with Jupiter. So Venus going to be already in Gemini, because on the 22nd of June, Venus, this planet, gonna ingress Gemini here, your 12th house. So actually it's gonna give you some kind of love, but it's more like release mentally and like already I know my self-worth over here, but I know that and I feel it, and my subconscious is feeling that I am loved. I'm not scared anymore. I don't have panic attack and I don't have anxiety anymore with that kind of situation. And it's going to sextile with Jupiter right in your 10th house. So it is giving you some kind of emphasis and blessing actually about love people who are unprivileged, or you are loved by them, you know, and or maybe somebody is in hospice and for you and you are giving blessing for the person, they can go, and that's the okay, I can let you go right now, you are, if you're ready to go. That could mean that as well, Venus there. Or just helping someone who is in the hospital, you are giving help, helping hands, or you giving, you know, like Jupiter is blessing, 10th house is authority figure, it could be doctors or attorney or anyone, like someone knowledgeable in 12th house matters. So it could be like I'm giving help to someone who could be deported, or who could be, because Jupiter also immigration. So I'm being an attorney for someone who is deported because I love that person, or someone who is in hospital, I'm gonna pay a doctor, or you know, a holistic healer or whatever for those persons. All right, and the last one I wanted to talk about the new moon in Cancer on June 28, 7 degrees and 23 minutes. And the new moon, when it's the moon and the sun, is merged together and dance together in heaven. So it's gonna be in your 12th house. So again, your subconscious going to get a lot of emphasis over here. So it's a new beginning. It is like, you know what, I did have an addiction. I realized my self-sabotaging behavior, the addiction or the obsession when I had, I let that go. And right now I can start a new life. So it's a new mental health situation. Like, okay, I needed to connect with some kind of doctors, or, you know, who can actually help me with my mental status here. And right now I'm capable to start over again. And it's a new beginning for you in the 12th house, or, you know, new begin. So 12th house also representing working behind the scene and working behind the stages and getting ready for something to be out in the world. And, you know, Gemini, that's, no, actually that is first house for you. First house, yes, so what am I talking about? First house gonna be the new moon for you here. So the moon is coming here, and the sun from Gemini coming also here. So you're not gonna get anything, I'm sorry, in 12th house matters in this new moon, but the first house matters. So that's the the self-worth for you. It is something like I'm going to reinvent myself with this new moon. I've been told I'm this and this and this, and I believed in them. And right now I just going to reinvent myself, and I'm gonna become a new person. And I can let go of everything. I already let it go with that kind of Sagittarius full moon. And then with that Cancer new moon, I'm capable to reinvent myself. And that's nurturing. I'm gonna be very, very nurturing with myself. And I'm gonna practice self-love and nurture and pamper myself and make my home cozy and yes, or visit home. Or it could be a connection with a mother figure. I had a fellow with a mother figure, and then I'm going to get reconnected with that mother figure. And we see this new moon over here. It's going to actually square. What it's gonna do? It's going to square with Jupiter, and it's going to trine with Vesta, and Vesta is the eternal flame, right here. So the new moon from here is going to trine with Vesta, very early degrees, and in your 9th house. So it's going to keep that kind of flame for traveling, for example, and that's gonna be your self-nurturing behavior. Like, yes, I'm going to self-nurture myself, but because of I cannot travel somewhere. And it's going to square with Jupiter, this new moon for you. Well, 1st house and 10th house, that's again something with your job related. So it's going to be like when the sun is also squaring with it, but because it's a new moon, then the new moon also squaring with Jupiter. So some kind of job related issue. But I was talking about your promotion, but I want it to be celebrated, and like it's going to have some challenge over here. All right, so I think I was talking about everything. Yes, Mercury, yes, all the aspects, like the Jupiter and Mars the previous months. Yeah, Aries, Cancer. Okay, so I guess that's it. All right. Until I meet you again, guys, and check out my website if you would. That is www.urbanbeach.org. Till we meet again. Bye.